What's up, guys? Welcome to Real Talk. Thank you kindly for joining us here on the I Love CVille network. Of course, Real Talk, your insider's guide to real estate across Charlottesville, Albemarle County, and Central Virginia. It's powered by the Yes Team, Keith and Jonas Smith. They are out of the country getting some well-earned and well-deserved R&R. Don't worry, though. Katelyn Mancini is in the house from Roy Wheeler Realty Company. She's going to hold down the fort, and she's going to crush it. Her second rodeo on the I Love CVille network. We're going to talk curb appeal. We're going to talk tips for staging interior rooms. We're going to talk strategies for getting your home on the market and sold quickly, which she undoubtedly specializes in and has a lot of success in doing. We're going to spotlight the fact that she is a top 5 real estate agent in the running for the CVille Weekly.
Yep.
Top 5 currently right now. We will welcome her to the show. And guys, let's like and share the channel. Any of the 7 channels you're watching, give it a like and a share, and let's put Katelyn Mancini in the spotlight. Let's go to the studio cam. Katelyn Mancini in the house. How are you feeling right now?
Feeling good, thank you.
Who do you have in your lap?
This is Minnie. She's my my sidekick. She's on the business card. She's my she's my little pal that came along. So she was like, I'm coming on the show too, right? And I was like, yeah, come on. So.
She is the most well-behaved dog I've ever seen.
Thank you. Yeah, she'll hang out with us for a little bit, and then maybe she'll pop down and probably have a nap on the floor.
What are we talking right there? What kind of breed?
She's a mixed
an American classic.
That's right, Heinz 57. She's like a Chihuahua mix. Rescued her from a high kill shelter. I didn't bark local.
Patty Bowden's over here.
I know. I didn't, but that's okay. I'm all about a rescue group and adoptions and stuff. So yeah, she's been awesome. She comes to the office. Agents love her. The Yes Team loves her as well. And Yona's so funny. She always calls her Miss Park Avenue. She just has a little nickname. So.
I love it. I love it. This portion of the program, thanks to First Heritage Mortgage, Mike Beatrick and his team making dreams happen. Guys, if you need financing to purchase a home, it's First Heritage Mortgage and Mike Beatrick's team. Let's welcome Lauren Linsky, David Cathcart, Tim Ryan, Chris Turner, Rick Henderson, Grace Australia, and more to the show. We'll start open-ended. Selling your home.
Selling your home. Well, one of the big points that I want to bring up is declutter. I'd say that's probably the umbrella, but for now, maybe we'll work from like the outside in. What to do, just some tips, some strategies of what you can do just starting now. It doesn't have to, if you're ready to get on the market in the next 30 to 45 days, there's things you can be doing, or there are things long-term, that you can think about kind of doing and being in stepping stones. One is from the outside in and curb appeal. The drive-by appeal. So I always said, that's your first impression. You only have one time to make a first impression. So just some things from the outside, pulling the weeds, as simple as that, adding fresh mulch. A lot of people say, a red front door really makes an impression, or sort of a striking front door. You can always paint, sort of a dingy sort of, not so inviting front door, and add some fresh plants out front, and that kind of makes an inviting feel.
The age, and we got the home seller tips on screen now on how you can declutter your home and make it look good. In the age of social media and the age of ubiquitousness with iPhones and Androids, it seems like the brand and the first impression and the image, the filters, Instagram, Snapchat, more important than ever. I know when purchasing our home, a lot of times I was going and checking them out on my own.
Absolutely.
And looking at them before walking them through with the real estate agent we chose.
Definitely.
Put that in perspective of you never get a second chance to make a first impression.
Absolutely. Completely agree. 90% of home buyers today start their search online. So before they even pick up the phone to call a realtor or pick up the phone to make an appointment, they're looking online first. Well, what's the first thing that they see online? It's going to be your photos. Well, let's back it up from before you even take your professional photos. Staging your home, tips for staging interior, that is your first, they say that's your first showing, is someone looking online for a home. So my advice, I tell a lot of sellers, after, what your eye sees and what your phone can see are two different things. Take a photo, after I'll put her down. She's like, I'm over it. After you stage a room, you kind of declutter, you get things sort of organized and keeping the larger, I'd say like the softball size items in a room and smaller, get rid of.
Okay.
Keep the bigger things in the room, the more eye-catching. Take a photo of your room. What is blocking your view in a photo and what's blocking your view in your eye? Totally different. So if you have a big, tall vase on a table, that may be blocking the view to, an appliance in the back or some other selling feature, some other, special feature in a home. Another thing about staging, a lot of people get a little, I guess they have a lot of personal things. Your home is your haven.
Sure.
So depersonalizing to make it generic and attractive to a variety, an umbrella of buyers.
I mean, that goes down to potentially, and this is tough to convey.
Yes.
It goes maybe down to like removing some of the family photos.
By half, you don't have to do all of them.
Right.
But exactly. The family photos or some sort of religious,
motif.
motifs.
Yeah.
Exactly. Those sort of things, because there is a difference between decorating a home and staging a house. In this day and age, especially in Charlottesville, we have a lot of new construction. And what do buyers do? They walk into a model home and they're expecting model. And when they walk into a resale, they're expecting the same thing. They can only visualize what they see. Having a blank slate, I think we even have an infographic of that, of a blank slate room, room that may not define what that room is. Okay, this looks like it has 3 walls, but when you define the space and have it as a living room, or this is actually a home office, a good home office space, it paints the picture. For buyers when they're looking again at those pictures online.
And with so much, and you hit this, and this is tough to compete against. So live in Redfields personally. My home is a 93. We know Redfields is a hot market. Right around the corner from Redfields, we have Oak Hill Farm, which you have ties to.
Yeah.
Whittington, right around the corner from that.
Yep.
Where I'm going with this, it's so difficult for, say, someone like us that are considering putting their home on the market, that is a 1993 home that's well taken care of, to potentially compete against the new construction that's in an Oak Hill Farm, that's in a Whittington.
Right.
And you go into an Oak Hill Farm or in a Whittington, and you see this beautiful white kitchen. You see the beautiful cabinets. I mean,
That's
immediately, I mean, a lot of times, if it's a female that's with you too, she falls in love with what that looks like. And then you compare and contrast, and you don't feel inferior, but you feel a little bit like vulnerable and challenged for what your 93 kitchen may potentially look like compared to that.
That's right. The
So
shiny
right.
is hard to do with the loved, and they're, oh my gosh. I like to think like not trash to treasure, but I like to see the potential in properties.
We'll put that in perspective.
So your 93 kitchen compared to around the corner of new construction, there are small things that you can do to give that kitchen new life.
Okay.
Natural cabinets are not as popular right now as a painted cabinet. Gray is very in.
We went with modern gray.
Modern gray.
Yeah.
Modern gray everything. Or,
right.
or grayish,
what
which is
up
like
with
a
modern gray
beige.
everything?
It's a phase. It's a fad where brass was in one day. Now it's sort of, now it's the brushed nickel or the oiled bronze. Cheap way. Your cheapest facelift to a kitchen, to a living area is paint. That is money in a can. You could paint your cabinets, put new poles, and you are basically doing you could do a DIY project. It may be worth it to invest if you are not the painter, if you're not the Van Gogh, to go ahead and invest in having it professionally painted. But that is such a small thing that you could do to make a fresh impression, or an upgraded, refinished impression. The other thing would be, a lot of people think carpets. Oh gosh, I want to, make this warm living space. I'm going to just add more throw rugs. No, you are selling the floors in that home. Well, what if your floor is not looking so hot? What if you have the vinyl, which was in one day, now they have these great new products out that are like the scratch-proof, life-proof, waterproof flooring. That may be something, again, an impression thing that might be more cost effective to rip up your old floors, put down new flooring. If not, I always say pull up the throw rugs. Nobody wants to say, because buyers are going to go in and say, what is that rug covering? What is that hiding? You want to have sort of full disclosure and doing the best, impression on the photos online, of course, that you can.
I love that. Sizzle reel that. Start with my statement about the brand, and you never get a second chance to make a first impression all the way through that answer, because that was fantastic. Corbin Snow, welcome to the show. Jonathan Galasso watching in Crozet. Christopher Eagle of Real Estate 3 currently watching right now. Sarah Hill Buczynski, your colleague, watching. Stephen Aruda, Ariana Nicole Brown, entrepreneur Brent Lillard, Emily Kresge currently watching. Give Katelyn Mancini a like and a share, just like Chris Turner did on any of the 7 channels you're watching here. Folks like Justine Montgomery, Laura Mancini.
That's my cousin.
Watching right now. Courtney Pitts watching right now.
Hey, Courtney.
How difficult is the conversation? And I feel like that's one of the reasons why, when you're looking to list and sell your home, you partner with a talented and well-skilled agent like you, because you're going to go in and you're going to offer the strategy from trial and error, the experience you have.
Absolutely, yeah.
How difficult is that conversation?
It's definitely a part of my listing presentation. Here's a tip coming up for sellers. One thing, I come in and I have a team of professionals. A part of the service that I offer that a lot of agents don't is that I'm an accredited real estate staging, accredited, it's RESA. But as I can go in instead of, I'm like a certified stager. So part of my service that I offer is I would be your first consult.
Cool.
A lot of agents have their own team of stagers. I absolutely would bring them in, and that would be step 2. But a part of the service that I offer is to come in and I would do a step-by-step, room-by-room
analysis.
Staging suggestion analysis.
Yeah.
Yep, exactly. And that can be touchy sometimes, to just that you're not being, you're not insulting these sellers to say, I don't love your personalized this and that. It's saying, how are we going to sell your home? You have a beautiful product here. How can we get it done? And this is my suggestion of how we really present these rooms to the best of the way that they can show. The second thing would be is if you have a vacant house. People say, I've already moved out. I have a vacant house. What should we do now? I have a team that I would bring in that can stage the main rooms. Maybe not stage every single room in the house, but the main living areas, your kitchen, the master bedroom, and the living area. I think there's an infographic of a staged room and a bedroom. So this bedroom was a little bit dark and it had a huge king size bed. It wasn't the biggest room in the house, but had a king size bed. Instead, we shrunk the bed. We got a smaller bed in there and we made a separate seating area to really show off that, hey, this space can, just based on different size furniture, can accommodate different things in the room versus eating it up just by a bed.
Love it.
After, again, it's touchy. A lot of it's definitely one-on-one with sellers. Some are more open to suggestions than others, and it really comes down to what works best with their lifestyle. People are saying, "How am I going to live in a staged house?" Great question. Here is step 1 to you moving: the declutter, the dispose, the donate or disperse, giving things to family and friends, disposing of things, donating things around town. Or are you going to be moving, with those items? And maybe the things that you don't use every day, that's step 1 of you moving. Let's start to box those things up and put it in the storage area. Or if you rent a storage area or a storage, pod, that's sort of the step 1 of the moving process. I
love it. Second sizzle reel right there. Harris Tolber, our director. Chris Putnam, am I saying?
Yep.
Yeah. Kiger.
Yep.
Great realtor, fantastic show. You look great. Katelyn Mancini,
Thanks, Mom,
that's
Chris.
from him. Mark Wogman, hello. Thank you for joining us on Real Talk. We're also going to give some props to Brittany Dembski, watching right now. She says, you look fantastic. Give the show a like and a share on any stream that you are currently watching. Guys, this portion of the program, thanks to Charlottesville Settlement Company. Guys, a closing, also called a settlement, is when property ownership is transferred from one party to another. Charlottesville Settlement Company does this better than ever. It can take 30 to 60 days. Charlottesville Settlement Company is your choice for closings across Charlottesville and Central Virginia. When you are going in and you're having this conversation with the sellers, some I would imagine more open-minded, some probably more motivated to sell than others, some probably maybe a little more friction, and part of your job is managing that, and you manage it really, really well. Where I'm going with this is, what are your favorite aspects of the staging and getting the home ready for sale and ready to go to market process?
Great question. One of the reasons I kind of incorporate this in the service that I offer in real estate is that I really do love it. I love to have a vision of a blank slate and be able to put rooms together. I love home decor. I love to think of ways, okay, if a room is small, how can we really emphasize some selling points versus as a negative? Okay, a home is maybe dark and natural light. Okay, we're putting in some extra floor lamps or having them on timers. That's another strategy. People are driving by and doing their own previewing, sometimes all hours. So having that light, it just is a warm feeling from the outside in. So again, different sellers, different priorities, different time frames. Let's talk about, first, the not so motivated seller, those thinking a year out. Whole separate category, whole separate list.
Because they have time?
They have time, yep. Or they want to do some improvement to improve their property to maybe get as much out of it as possible. That maybe there's small improvements like we were talking about that they could be doing now and over the course of the next couple months to improve their property and maybe get a little bit more out of it. Again, if somebody has lived in their home for 30, 40 years, they've probably collected 30 to 40 years of stuff.
Right.
So that can take time. My parents just moved here actually from Northern Virginia. And they, again, lived in a home for 30 years. And that process started, to be honest, that started in the storage room. Because where are they going to put things? They cleaned out the storage room first to be able to put their items that they're going to be moving into the storage room.
How hard, this is a good question, how hard was it for your parents to move? Because your mom is in the game.
Second generation realtor.
Second generation realtor right here. Her mom crushes it or was crushing it in Northern Virginia as an agent, now living in right outside the city of Charlottesville.
Exactly.
So how difficult was it for her to kind of like practice what she preached?
That is so funny. She's probably watching right now and she's laughing because she's going, it's harder than you think. I said, you're a seller now. You should have seen there in Northern Virginia, that market is hot. Our Charlottesville market is hot. That market is very hot. But she did the same thing. She practiced what she preached in being able to present their own home for sale. And it was bringing in, maybe some extra staging furniture. She said her favorite chair had to go away because that was cluttering a room. But you know what? For a showing, she just moved her favorite chair and she had to do it. She's like, I forgot where I put my toothbrush because it's always in the holder kind of thing. So it's funny to be able to, like you said, practice what you preach. But they did a good job.
That's good. Really good. Are they liking Charlottesville?
Really liking Charlottesville. So they built new, like a lot these days. There's so much new construction here. And yes, it's definitely a process. Once you move in, then it's moving from a home that you've been in for 30 years. Most likely, you're not going to have your things from that home fit perfectly in your new home. So the rug that fit great in a smaller home, with 8-foot ceilings, now that they have the great room open concept, that rug is looking a little shrunk, a little small in the big space.
Welcome to the show, Rosanna Glenn. Welcome to the show, Gavin Sherwood.
Hey, Gavin.
Michael, is it Oblity? Welcome.
Oblighty.
Thank you for joining us. Jeremy Stanwick's watching in D.C. Michael Jameson in Crozet. Dan Barnes, City of Charlottesville. Grace Maja's watching in Albemarle County. Give the show a like and a share on any of the channels you're watching. We've focused a lot on the inside.
Yeah.
And how about some of the outside? We're talking maybe like, and Corbett Snow's watching right now.
Yeah.
So that's a potential
Did landscape
solution.
in my parents' house.
Yeah.
Hey, Corbin. Awesome job. Totally recommend Snow Landscape. Absolutely.
Snow crushes it. We built their website. Corbin's a great guy to work with.
Yeah.
The yard, the landscaping, the decking, the bushes, the shrubbery, the weeds in the driveway and the cracks in the driveway, all that to you.
Yeah. So I'm going to show property later today. I'm at the front door using my lockbox to unlock the key. Maybe it takes 30 to 45 seconds to do that. What do you think that buyer is doing while they're standing there and I'm unlocking the lockbox? They're looking around and evaluating the outside of your home around the front door. So that is what they're saying, and that is instantly going to leave that is your first impression. If there are a broken light fixture, if there are cracks in the sidewalk, and there are things that just are looking a little less than loved, I guess, to say from the outside, that's already setting their impression before they even walk in the front door. So having things from the outside, fresh plants, bringing the outside in. I always say put fresh plants inside, having some life. The outside in is an emotion thing that somebody likes to feel. But the fresh mulch just says, I mean, think about it. You know how you kind of clean up your house probably better when you have guests coming over than you do on an everyday basis.
Yeah.
Got to think about that just the same if you have a showing.
Okay.
Preparing your house for sale, and starting on the outside, having fresh plants, having maybe putting some color from the outside, but even if you aren't in that position to plant some fresh blooms, but just to clean up, have the yard, if you are out of town, have a lawn service, have snow come by and mow your lawn, and have that on a regular basis, because having it manicured from the outside in is definitely important. As the first before they even open the door.
One of the things I truly admire and respect about how you go about your business is like everything looks the part. Like everything is considered from a strategic standpoint, top to bottom. When I see your listings online and I compare them and contrast them, and I spend probably like 45 minutes on the MLS, 60 minutes a day. I mean, it's an obsession. I love the MLS. When I see your listings, the photos always pop. They always look amazing. And I compare them and contrast them, and I'm not marginalizing anybody, but I compare them and contrast them to other agents. And I can see the level of professionalism that you embody with your listings and your photography compared to some others. Put that in perspective. You touched on it already, but like when someone is going and doing like the Zillow search or doing what I'm doing when they're on mycar.com and they're just searching by neighborhood and category and price points, and they see the photos, I can't tell you how many times where I'm like, these pics were done with an iPhone 6, and this is not a legitimate camera. I'm not really interested in seeing this. It's unfair to the listing, but it's just human nature.
That's right. And I think there's an infographic on this as well.
And it's on screen.
Hire me. Good timing.
He's on point here, Stolber.
Professional photos. Always. Never. If it's an iPhone photo, it's literally because my photographer is so booked that I can't get them out for a couple days, but they're on the schedule. But I want to do a coming soon. And on a sunny day with my iPhone 8 Plus, although it's not professional, it's good as the first to do a coming soon e-blast. But always having that professional eye, the best way to capture every room, even inside out, a gorgeous view. The lighting makes such a difference on the day. Our days on Instagram now, everybody has a filter. It's like, this is what I woke up with.
Right. Everyone looks perfect on Instagram.
Everybody is perfect.
Right.
Guess what they're expecting when they look at photos online, like you.
Right.
They're kind of expecting that, not that filtered look, but they want to make sure that it is a real impression. They want to see those in real time. Now, again, with wide angle lenses, that's where you get into, can be a little bit tricky because you don't want to be deceiving, but it does. A wide angle lens will capture more in a room than your iPhone photo, but still, always professional photos. There's also other strategies if the property begs to have drone photography. Are you doing
a lot of that?
More and more.
Yeah. The aerial?
The aerials,
yeah.
I had a beautiful piece of property. Oh my gosh, beautiful piece of property east of town, and had a gorgeous sunset view. And to be able to capture that, capturing a view, and with captions, it also paints the picture. because some are visual learners, some are auditory. Some people like to read about what are they looking at in this photo, and to be able to just explain as much as possible, again, on that first impression online and previewing properties. I'm the same way. I mean, I love real estate. I love what I do. And I'm previewing my previewing property in real time, but looking online and seeing these photos as well. People don't put captions. I can't believe it. I'm like, wait a minute, what are we looking at here? Because you may not be able to see necessarily a detail or know in a detail in a photo what might be there. Your gas burner on your stove is only so small. Is that electric or gas? Putting in those details in captions is just, again, one of the other details, putting a listing together, making sure that you're capturing all the detail.
Gerard Smith, welcome to the show. He's running for Albemarle County Board of Supervisors. Thank you for joining us. Barbara Lundgren, the fabulous wedding event planner, is watching now. Chris Dunbar, thank you for joining us. Bingham Jameson is watching right now. Chrissy Benninger, who owns Blue Grass Grill over in the Glass Building right off South Street, is watching right now. Guys, give the show a like and a share on any of the stream that you're watching. We will give some props to Hairsmith and Company here on Market Street. Yeah. If you need your hair cut, Hairsmith and Company, guys, is a good choice for you on Market Street. Tied to, it's actually Keith Smith's sister. So you're keeping it in the family, Hairsmith and Company. Let me throw the video tours.
Sure.
I love them. And why I love them is because I can envision myself from a firsthand perspective walking through the home.
Right.
From these video tours. They seem to be improving and evolving. I would say almost 5 years ago, the video tour or the virtual tour was essentially a slideshow of pictures with a music bed underneath
zoom
it.
In,
yeah,
zoom out.
in, right, yeah. Now some are getting much more dynamic.
Sure.
Let me throw that to you about the importance potentially of a video tour with a listing.
Definitely. One of the keys on Zillow, again, Zillow, Realtor.com, Trulia.com is... love to say CaitlinMancini.com, but in the top 3 of those that I mentioned, one of the additional strategies that you can do to present a listing is to do a video walkthrough, because it is in real time. And again, that is 2 different aspects. One, you could do this as a video walkthrough. It's 30 seconds. Again, you're seeing panoramic views, that sort of thing. The professional videos, again, exactly. You buyers, it feels like their feet are on the ground in the home, and they're really getting, being able, though you may kind of jazz it up with some music, but those are definitely a selling point. It's just one more, it's one additional way to really present the property the best you can to market it online. So not only stills and photography, but you're right, it's come a long way in video. There's also 3D tours.
Ooh, tell me about those.
The 3D tours, it's actually called Matterport, and the 3D tours are that you can see what you call a dollhouse view. So you're seeing the floor plan, say it's a 3-level home, basement, main, and upper, and you're seeing this from a dollhouse. Think about looking at a dollhouse, you're seeing each room in the floor plan. You can click on that one particular room, and it zooms you in as though you are feet on the ground, and you are doing your own walkthrough as you're sort of clicking and moving, your cursor around, and you can literally do a 360 in that room.
Cool.
Which is very cool.
Yeah. Are you seeing that these kind of marketing strategies at certain price points, are we soon going to see these to 200 and under, or is this like a 500 and over type strategy?
That's a great question. And that, again, is sort of custom to what works for the seller. Some sellers do not want to have a video of the inside of their home. They're feeling it's not a good fit for them.
Or it's like invasive.
For safety, a little invasive, exactly. All price points, I would say, 200 and under, you're maybe thinking, okay, investment, first-time home buyers, that sort of thing. And it may not beg for a home that may not show as well as possible. Something that's a larger home, some people get very frustrated, back to the 3D, some people get very frustrated with these 3D, using it user-friendly, because you might just have a little more, instead of clicking through, pressing play on a video. A 3D tour is you actually have to be like an interface. You have to be actually working and clicking through yourself and being able to to kind of walk through the different rooms and things. Video is sort of click and it's doing the work for you. Somebody is on the other side of the camera doing the work for you. You're kind of clicking through these 3D tours. I would say in terms of price point, probably a little bit of a higher price point, larger property. You might see more
especially
videos.
for the drones.
For the drone, absolutely, yeah. For drones, the videos, if it's a smaller home, how long of a video can you have if you have a 2-bedroom, one bath little ranch house? And again, it's sort of personal preference to sellers and agents alike, and how kind of putting together a custom listing and marketing plan.
John Updike, welcome to the show. Cynthia Viejo of Nest Realty, welcome to the program. Bellamy Brown, who's running for Charlottesville City Council, welcome to the show. Give the show a like and a share on any stream that you are watching. Number of realtors watching right now. Let me throw this to you here. If you had a top 7, and then I want to highlight the fact that you're in the top 5.
Thank
for
you.
Best Real Estate Agent with the CVille Weekly Best Of. We will get to that very shortly.
Awesome.
So it sounds like if you had a top 7 tips or strategies
Sure.
of getting your home ready to go. Sounds like paint.
Yep.
Okay.
That's one.
Okay. Kitchen.
Yep. Let's work outside in.
Yeah. Okay.
So 1, curb appeal, first impression, fresh mulch. Put this sort of into perspective. Number 2, let's open the door and let's take, we got to put a buyer cap on and think, how are they going to be looking and previewing your home? How's the best way to present this home versus you living in it? We want to put it on the market for sale. Declutter. There's a great info graphic on that as well. I encourage you even to pause maybe the stream. There's a lot of info on there. It's a 2-page thing. Lots of things going room by room of what to do to declutter and to get every room prepared to show its absolute best. One of the biggest things for many sellers or many buyers is the kitchen. That's probably one of the biggest highlights. That's where you gather at night after a long day for dinner. That's where you're starting your day and making breakfast. There are simple things like we talked about paint. Keep it in the neutrals. Cabinets in the neutrals, white, because that says a blank slate for buyers. It might look great to have purple walls with your decor, but we want to try to appeal to the largest group of buyers out there, and having a neutral color palette just says blank slate, and you can start your story, and you can kind of start to paint your own personal picture in the home, and that starts with the walls around you.
I love it. Sizzle reel that. Harris Tolber. That's 3rd, and we'll create one more. Keith Smith now watching.
Oh, awesome. Hey,
from
Keith,
outside of the country.
Much.
Keith, thank you for joining us
on the show.
This portion of the program, guys, thanks to Roy Wheeler Realty Company, the longest running real estate firm in Charlottesville and Central Virginia. When you have this kind of tenure and this kind of longevity, you must be doing something right. Michael Guthrie and the team at Roy Wheeler Realty Company undoubtedly doing something right. Of course, Real Talk is powered by the Yes team, Keith and Yona Smith, and the Yes team are doing a great job. You're getting some props from a name you will recognize immediately. Kristen Kelly.
Hi, Kristen Kelly. It's my mom.
She says, if you want success, list with the best. Katelyn is a rock star. And then does the heart emoji.
Heart emoji. Thanks, Mom. Yes. Oh, my gosh.
And I said to her, welcome to Charlottesville, Kristen.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, I'm a 2nd-generation realtor. I started in the Northern Virginia area, and when I moved to Charlottesville, I have an absolute love and passion for real estate, working with buyers and sellers alike. I would love to be able to help put my expertise to work for you in preparing your home for sale and to make it and present it to the market the best possible, or working with a buyer to find that exact right home for you. I like to take it to heart and listen to what my buyers, everybody needs something different, and I take to heart what they're looking for and how I can do the best job to find them exactly what they're looking for.
How were you able to take any strategies from Northern Virginia and apply it to Central Virginia market? I mean, they're 2 different markets altogether.
Absolutely.
I mean, the competition in the Nova market is what, off the charts?
Unbelievable. So, I mean, you have to say your clients would say jump, and you have to say how high. I mean, it's just my mom has a sterling reputation in the Arlington area, and she still works in that area. Actually,
that's a big time market.
Huge. She's been doing it forever. She knows it like the back of her hand, and honestly, I took a lot away from learning from her, and she's going to laugh at this, but now that she has moved here, I said, okay, great, she can join my team and be my assistant.
Yes, I love that.
I have her on
because
a
you were her
basis.
assistant, right? Didn't you
That's
work
right.
on her team? Right.
I did. Yep, I worked for her growing up, and I saw, being. I grew up in the real estate
Did
world.
she say hell
family.
no? There's no way. Is that what you said, or she said yes?
No, she's amazing. She's a great mentor, and I bounce things off of her all the time, ideas, and so yeah, I kind of have that in my my back office, if you will, to have my seasoned professional mother, but.
What a resource. You're a
Totally.
seasoned professional now. How many years have you been doing this?
This is my 9th year.
Get out of town.
Yeah, it's the only thing that I've really done after school. After graduating, I went into real estate.
9 years. Good for you.
I know. Thank you.
That's
Thank
awesome.
you.
Another thing that I think is good for you, and I'm excited to highlight this, and she's very modest and humble, and I had to pull this out of her to bring on the program. And it's the fact that she, and Harris, I think we need to get the link for voting here. So the weekly newspaper, Sean Bracken, welcome to the show. The weekly newspaper in Charlottesville is the CVille Weekly. And they do this best of, and it's categorized by a number of different industries, real estate, media, restaurants, service, yoga, whatever it may be. One of the categories they do is realtors and real estate agents.
Yep.
And currently, she is in the top 5 running right now.
Thank you.
I would encourage you guys to vote for her, and vote for her some more. c-ville.com/vote. Go to the real estate agent, realtor category, and vote for Katelyn Mancini. I mean, that's got to make you feel good.
Thank you. It did. I was honored to be nominated, and then to make top 5. I am. I'm humbled, and thank you. I would love your vote. Right below, so services, and then it's real estate agent. I think it is the next one down. Roy Wheeler Realty has also made the top 5 for best real estate company in Charlottesville, and would love the vote as well. It's an awesome company. I chose to work with the best, and yep, definitely earning their vote as well.
How does it make you feel? I mean, you've been doing this 9 years. I mean, you're getting some traction, some momentum. You're selling some fabulous homes.
Yeah.
Representing some fabulous buyers as well. Does it give you some kind of gratification, or you know what? I did this the right way. I'm in the right field. I love these pats on the back from time to time, because it's not always easy as an entrepreneur.
It is. It is, exactly. I have an immense amount of gratitude for those supporting me, and really having my back, and referring me to their friends and family. So yeah, exactly. It's hard to just, as an entrepreneur, to just stop and be like, gosh, I guess I am. You always want to be in the next step. You always want to just be doing that much better. But sometimes you got to just stop and have the wind at your back and the sun on your face, and just say, thank you. I am so grateful for where I am, and I'm learning every day. That's the best part about real estate. Real estate is different every single day, and I continue to learn. But that's sort of a part of the industry, and a part of continuing to grow.
I love it. Harris, we got to make sure that's a sizzle reel. That's the last one. Thank you kindly, sir. We'll make sure we get her that contact. Susanna Rosen, thank you for liking and sharing the show. We appreciate that, Susanna. Chris said, hey, I didn't know. I just voted for you.
Thanks.
Yeah, you just got to vote from Chris. We appreciate that,
yeah, if
Chris.
you're on Facebook, watching on Facebook, I think it's pretty easy that you can just go and you have to be logged into Facebook, and I think you vote through there.
So easy. We just got a hashtag that's being put on I Love CVille from Bingham Jameson. It's hashtag vote for Katelyn.
Awesome. Thank you.
Bingham. I'm relaying that on air. Do you know Bingham?
Yes, I do. Thank you.
I love that.
Appreciate it.
I love that, Bingham. Guys, give the show a like and a share. This has been so easy. We have 2.5 minutes left. You've undoubtedly carried the show.
Thank you.
Let me throw this to you.
My dog is asleep on the floor. Does she want to close out the show with us?
I think so.
Oh, do you want to come up here?
Yeah. She said, let's go, Mom.
All right. Put her up here again. She was like, you got me out of my slumber here.
Do you bring the dog to listing and selling and closings?
I have brought her a couple times to listing appointments that I know the client well, or they're comfortable, or I have her in the backyard. But more often than not, now it's getting kind of hot outside, but more often than not, she's in the back seat while I'm around showing property. And my clients love it. They're like, she's just so well behaved. She's just asleep in the back seat. I'm like, this is her second home. So Yeah, she comes around with me, and she's. I like to think she's a part of my brand.
Oh my God, she's definitely part of your brand.
Yeah, she is. On the business card and having her with me. She's and agents love having her at the office too. Roy Wheeler is fantastic, and they are animal friendly. And just to have a crazy day, agents running left and right. I mean, sometimes we're really
you got one of your colleagues saying "mini, mini, mini" with exclamation points. John Updike.
Yes, he says in his voice, he goes "mini, mini," right, John? So she knows like the offices to go to that have treats. She knows her people in the office, and to have a crazy day and just to kind of slow down and be able to pet a dog, I think is therapeutic and just as beneficial for me to have her there as other agents to be able to enjoy her.
We have Liza, the Caring for Creatures rescue dog. Yeah. She was saved from Caring for Creatures, Charlottesville's first no-kill animal sanctuary in Fluvanna County. I'll tell you what,
place.
Since he's brought the dog to work, Judah has. It's been a couple years now. I feel like I've become, and he may disagree with this, Harrison might disagree with this, a much more tolerable boss. Because, and I say all the time, he's 7 years of working alongside me.
Yeah.
That we have a love-hate relationship. I love him, he hates me. See, he's laughing, he totally agrees with that. There's something about having the dog at work.
Yeah, there is. I agree. I totally agree. And it's just, right, like I said, it's therapeutic. I mean, is this her behind you, by the way?
Yes.
Okay.
That is her right there. She's a star. Judah loves this right here.
Love a little cutout.
This is Liza, yeah. This is a branding cutout for one of our clients. We need to get a Katelyn Mancini cutout up in this house.
Love it. I would love it.
What is Katelyn Mancini doing this weekend? You're grinding?
Showing property. Okay. Yep. Have an open house that's in the city, walking distance to grounds, and off Westerly Avenue. Just got a price reduction to $309. Great price point. I think I'm going to have a lot of traffic come by and see me.
$309 walking distance to grounds?
To grounds.
That's amazing.
Yep. To UVA, to research, Fontaine Research Park. And you can walk to football. Great investment property, or first-time home buyer. Great backyard too. I mean, it's a really cute little house. So I'm excited to hold that open. I think just got a price reduction. I think it's going to be the sweet spot, the hot price point there.
Can I give you some props of the, or am I not able to do this? Of the listing in the neighborhood that I'm a part of? Can I give you some props?
Please,
on that?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So guys, had a listing in Redfields.
Yep.
And she went under contract.
Correct.
Before going on the market.
So had a listing, knew about it. It was awesome. Sellers, ready to sell. And I had a buyer in mind that I've been working with that thought it would be a perfect fit. We weren't on the market for 24 hours. I think we went on and it was immediately under contract. It was just a perfect fit. I had it in mind. So that's our market right now. Yeah, the good ones go, and you got to prepare them, and the ones that sell well, priced well, sell.
I love it. Well, you crushed it. This is an easy show.
I love what you're doing here. This is awesome.
Well, thank you. CatelynMancini.com. CatelynMancini.com. I would like for you guys to go to c-ville.com/vote and vote for her now for the best real estate agent in Charlottesville and Central Virginia. Every time I say that, you get a little like...
I know, it's weird to say. I'm like probably blushing now too.
Because you're so humble. No, but it's well-earned accolade.
I appreciate it very much.
Real Talk, guys, Fridays at 10:15 on the I Love CVille Network, powered by the Yes Team. We have live music coming up on the I Love CVille show, which is in 90 minutes, 89 minutes to be in fact. So join us for that. Caitlin, thank you.
Thank you so much, Jerry. I appreciate you having me on.
A pleasure. We will see you guys in 89 minutes on the I Love CVille show. Enjoy your morning. Good work.
Thank you.
So easy, right?
So easy. God, you're so good at what you do.
You are good at what you do.
Dude, I wanted to start in saying, so I loved watching James King, having him on here, and I wanted to start with that and say that to bring it in because I love the Sunday. I mean, I love their polo, and I've met them and know them.